Hello there, welcome back to our next war. This is war number 7. I'm recording while it's still going, but it's looking okay for us at the moment, but I wanted to get it out there quite quick because I'm quite busy this weekend. So, you'll see that for once we have a Quake. Goodness me, what is she doing here? I used to Quake a lot. I used to Quake for the... You know how often there's like a Quaker in a group, in a battle group? I was the Quaker in whatever group I was in with SAS for a long time. A long time being the key word. Where today, so they wanted a Nimrod to be quaked, who you'll see later, and so it was all about fitting other fights which I could quake beforehand. First is this Terax. Terax of Quake is easy because you can just wait out the rock shield and then just quake him and it's nothing. But the issue here, well, I say here, the issue in this war is that I'm just kind of rusty. So I've landed, what is it, 2 accidental parries, which is usually harmless, but there are some nodes where that can harm you. And yeah, I'd done some practice duels and everything, and I felt fine. I didn't get hit in any of my duels, but I suppose you'll see what happens throughout this war. So when I quake, I mean, because I like to think I quake at a pretty high level, or at least I used to. I like to count. So when he's doing his combos, I like to go 1, 2, 3, and then for some reason counting helps me react to whether he does 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 hits. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh, just 2. Okay, fine, I got it wrong there. But when I'm actually in the moment, for some reason counting actually helps me. So I like to do that, and at the same time, I like to look at the timer. Because you got to watch the aftershock timer, because when it expires, that can affect how you move. So there, I might have thrown a heavy if I wasn't paying attention to the timer at all, but I could see that he was about to go stun. He was about to get stunned, so I don't hit him. I mean, so far so good, right? I mean, spoilers, I don't die in this fight. But yeah, that's a 4-5 hit combo, and so you can fully evade it and everything. I think here I get tagged somehow. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. I just didn't react quick enough or something. So I'm still pretty confident there. Kind of warm up quite a fight. That's fine. I move on up, and before I sleep, my objective is to take down this Nimrod who I mentioned earlier. So this is a rank 3 Nimrod, thankfully. On this node here with Footloose, Kinetic Transference, and Force of Will. So the thing about Force of Will is that it prevents ability, accuracy, reduction, debuffs, and passives, which means that I won't be putting my concussion on him, which does actually affect the fight, because it means he will be going unstoppable more than he would otherwise. Well, strictly speaking, he would be gaining armors, and that would cause him to go unstoppable, because the unstoppable is unaffected by ability, accuracy, reduction. I probably should have spec'd suicides or half suicides here, because I expect to be healing from the armor break debuff. Now, see there, the difficult thing about this fight is knowing that when he goes unstoppable, he's going to be stun immune. So that unstoppable can trigger halfway through your stun. It can trigger just before your stun. So you've just got to be on your toes. You've got to be aware that most of the time he'll be stunned as normal, but sometimes he'll be immune to stun. Like, I'm aware here that he could become stun immune kind of early, but he doesn't. So earlier I got an accidental parry, which wasn't great because it gave him a bit of power because of kinetic. I'm also fully aware that when he does his heavy, all I need to do is just evade and carry on. It's like a 1-hit heavy, and it's quite slow, so I can just dash back and keep going. That will screw me over a little bit later, or quite soon perhaps. There I just get tagged. It doesn't really matter, except I do lose my vulnerability, but then I'm thinking that's fine. I can see he's losing quite a lot of health. I feel fine about finishing out this fight. Is it here? Yeah, he goes to throw his heavy, and I'm expecting the heavy to kick in, but it doesn't. Because he gets stunned from my aftershock. I wasn't paying enough attention. Well, I guess I acted on instinct to him doing the heavy. Gets himself to SP1, throws it. Oof. Not looking good. I've got that passive on me, which is going to mean I take more damage from his basic hits, so I'm out of invulnerability, I'm out of everything. If he hits me one more time, I'm dead. I'm slowly healing from the armor break, but overall it doesn't matter. If he hits me, I'm dead. And for once, there's actually jeopardy in a Quake video in Alliance War. Accidental parry there, but in fact, it wasn't even a parry, it was a block, but we finish it out. So, yes, definitely rusty. Definitely rusty. But that's okay, we didn't die. And as we like to say in SAS, a solo is a solo. So now it's the next morning. Oh yes, unfortunately I didn't get any audio here. Apologies for that. I had to turn it off because I was doing something else and then I forgot to turn it back on. So this is my final Quake fight, and this is against Icarus on this node with the... I think they put him here because of return policy, I guess, but his specials are kind of annoying, and so he'll have some prowess. However, he is very quakeable, which is why I'm here. Put on a vulnerability boost. I did I think 2 duels against him just to make sure I was familiar with his animations. He's got nothing untoward. He does a very distinct uppercut for his final medium hit. So when he does that medium, I know that I can. That's the end of his combo. There, I get an accidental parry, which is I think happened in all 3 fights now, and that does give him an energized buff, which doesn't really matter. But if I hit him, he'll gain more power. Like if I drop my heavy, he'll gain more power than otherwise, which could be an issue. See that? I don't know if you saw that there. He did that there as well. He did the very distinct sort of lunging uppercut, and when I see that, I'm like, okay, that's fine. I don't need to do another dex. I can just immediately charge my heavy. So, like, the theory's still there. I still remember what I think of as advanced quaking, right? When you're like paying attention to the different kinds of moves that they do, paying attention to the timer. There, I just get hit. I don't know. Yeah, I can only assume that I'm just rusty. So yeah, the theory's there. I don't think I've died in a very long time using Quake. Like I've not used Quake in a long time, but before that, I was really solid. Back into the old you know. I think the last time I died with Quake may have been back with Stubborn Wars, right? It was that long ago. But anyway, we can see here that this is I'm big boosted again. Maybe I should have put half suicides on, but it doesn't matter. We're getting through this quickly enough. There, I have no idea why I dropped my heavy. I think I'm just waiting for the... I think I misread the timer. And he is just below 1 bar of power, which is good. And I need him to stay that way. And as you can see here, I could hit him to try and finish the fight normally, but I think no, I'll play it safe. I'll just charge my heavy some more. And we make it through this Quake fight unscathed as well, which is nice. And now I was scheduled to Quake this next fight as well, but then I'm thinking, nah, it's not worth it. This is Chavez. This is on. I forget what the node is. So it's on Hard Knock Life. What's it called? Passively Special. That's the one. So every time they throw a special, they gain a prowess, and when they get 3 of them, they become unblockable from the node. However, there's this mechanic on this node where if you parry their special attacks, they don't get the prowess, and in fact, you get the prowess instead. And this is a slightly funny placement for Chavez because she has the exact same node, or I think it's the same node or something similar, in Alliance Quest Map 8. And I used to take that fight, so I'm actually very used to parrying her special, so I do it there. So I gain the prowess instead of her, which is neat. Now, of course, when you do parry like that, you do get the Hard Knock Life on you, but I'm not too worried. There, I do let her throw heavy, which means she's got the annoying thing there, but that's fine. I've still got the Wither on her just. So, and I'm about to get another one from my SP2. There I just suck, so I eat a hit. So the power gain that she gets from that doesn't matter. Here she's on that. She's now got her 3rd one going as well, but again, it doesn't really make that much difference. I hit into her block a few times. Cat, get off the computer. Sorry about that. And there I managed to block her SP1 again, which is nice. Doesn't really affect the fight, I guess, all that much, but yeah, it's nice. And yeah, not too bad. She's pretty, she's a bit of a glass cannon, so you can hit her and she'll die. And now, on the way up to the boss, because I am taking the boss, we have this Mangog. I mean, what is there to say about this Mangog? I wish I was awakened so I could do the really fun stuff where where his power is constantly draining and you hit into him and you hit into his block and he sort of slowly dies from the ruptures exploding. Unawakened, and even if I could awaken him, low sig. Here I'm leaving myself a little reminder, just to put suicides on. Now, I did a quick mastery change there, because I was thinking to myself how often I take this Mangog and how easy it is now. And then I sort of caught myself out. I thought, well, hold on a minute. That's a worrying sign. If you're thinking that this fight is easy, then you're not taking it seriously, and if you're not taking it seriously, you might die. So, I sort of because I have to mess around with masteries anyway for the next fight, I decide that I'm going to take it a bit more seriously. I change masteries and I give myself the 3 out of 3 petrify. just so I can do this fight kind of what I see as properly. Because if I die here, that would be really bad. Standard situation, alternate parry heavy with dash back to pause your debuffs. Watch out for the global. So here I'm being passive because I want to see if he goes unstoppable. He doesn't, so parry heavy. And yeah, I have nothing new to say about this. This war in general was a slightly funny one because we're against SSX, who, for example, last season they did really well, and it would normally be a matchup that we might be expected to lose. Their rating is quite a lot higher than us, but fortunately for us, one of them forgot to place. And the way that works is that or they weren't able to place or something. The way the game figures this out is that they placed 145 defenders. The penalty they get therefore is actually to diversity rather than anything else. I don't know if this is widely known or understood, so I'll explain it here while I slowly kill this MCOC. The game does a check and it finds 105 unique defenders, which is the same check it does for diversity. And because it finds 105 unique defenders as opposed to 150 unique defenders, it treats the scoring system as if they had duplicated 5 of their champions. And of course, if you have two defenders of the same champion, you overall lose, I believe it's 40 points. I'm pretty sure that's right. And of course, if you die, you lose 70 points. That's one attack bonus is worth 70 points. So, and that's why it was always the case that if you were gonna do diversity placements, you would always do more than one, because even if you placed one, you sacrificed 40 points. If it gets a kill, the opponents are down 70 points. You may as well have placed another one. Wait, am I right? Oh, I can't remember. Anyway, the reason I'm saying all this is because the way that them being down 5 diversity points means is that we can't tie, because the number of points for diversity for that, five missing diversity placements, will mean that no matter how many times both sides die, we will not have the same number of points, which means that the tiebreaker can never come into it. So the reason I'm saying all this is because here I am taking it quite slow, and I'm doing that on purpose because I know that fight time doesn't matter at all. So yes. And all in good time, as I finished explaining that, we've finished this MCOC. So now I should be doing a super quick mastery change just to shove on my suicides and of course healing up. And here Scott, this tremendous troll in our alliance, he got rid of my reminder, and then Herm, he joined in and he got rid of it too. So I tell them both, get out of here. This is my chat. I'm using it for reminders. And here we have Sasquatch boss, luckily rank 3. When I've been taking bosses in the past, they've been rank 4. And I did take a Sasquatch boss in War 2 of last season, but the strategy here is pretty simple, or at least my strategy. And I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I think I play this fight to perfection. I don't think I do anything wrong here. So the strategy is to land a heavy immediately, and you can heavy counter Sasquatch easily. Now, of course, that puts on the exhaustion, and when he has an exhaustion debuff, he can't do any of his Sasquatch stuff, which is good, obviously. So the challenge of this fight is therefore doubled down from what it normally is. So normally when you play this fight, when you're using Spidey against the boss, you want to be dashing back a lot to pause your slow debuff. Now, of course, in this fight, you also want to be pausing your exhaustion. So it's sort of the thing that you normally have to worry about in this fight, you're just doing anyway. So here I get another pause, I'm working up to SP3, throw it, perfect bonus, good stuff. And he now has the slow on him, which means the global's turned off and he can't do any of his normal Sasquatch stuff. So the only thing really to worry about here is all his health, all his regen, which he's going to have in the second half of the fight. And the only thing I need to worry about is making sure to pause my debuffs. Now, of course, when you're baiting out specials and dodging his SP1, you're pausing them anyway. But here, I push myself to an SP1, and once I've got him to throw his special, there I'm close enough to punish, which is great. I throw my SP1, or at least I do in a moment. And the reason I throw my SP1, or at least which I do in a moment, is because, first of all, more debuffs the better, especially physical vulnerability. That's going to come in handy. And also, so I can get because I know that the main challenge here is pausing my debuffs, I want to get the extended pause. And when you throw your SP1, I don't know, people, I feel like I don't see them do this all the time. When you throw the SP1 with Spidey, you get those 15 physical resistance charges, and then you can burn 5 of them to get a longer pause, which is marked by that little icon with the web on it and under my health bar. So there I'm pausing the debuffs for even longer. Just to make it super safe, I land another heavy to lock on a second. Look at that. So I lock on a second exhaustion. See how much damage that did? So of course the SP2 does more damage the more debuffs are on him, and the physical vulnerability that's on him from my SP1 means that because it's physical damage, he's taking even more. So that I think that did about 100,000 damage, all in red. I think I'd throw it again here. Similar thing, yeah. It has 4 big hits, each of them doing about 25,000. So at this point, it's yeah, easy game. I am reducing his healing a bit with Despair, but it doesn't matter because I can just power straight through it with all these specials. In fact, I don't even need the special here. I think I just finish it in the next combo. So yes, it would have been nice if there's a bit of a theme of my Lance War videos. It would be nice if my Spidey was awakened on high sig, but you can do fine without. You can totally fine. So that fight lasted 2.5 minutes and was pretty simple. So that's it for this Alliance War. I don't know if we won. I hope we do. We are currently winning, which is great. And I will see you all in the next one. Ta-ta.